cholinergic antagonists or cholineceptor blockers. The lecture objectives of this class are to review the types and supply of different parasympathetic receptors, the classification of parasympatholytic drugs in general, and in particular the antimuscarinic drugs, pharmacokinetics and dynamics of the individual drugs from different classes. This diagram will show the review of the distribution of the cholinergic receptors. The nicotinic receptor at adrenal medulla, nicotinic receptor at the ganglia of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, and the nicotinic receptor at the skeletal muscle junction, and the muscarinic receptor at the effector organs of the parasympathetic system. Another figure shows the nicotinic receptors at medulla, nicotinic receptors at ganglia of both the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, and the nicotinic receptor at a skeletal muscle, muscarinic receptor at the effector organs of the parasympathetic neurons, and the muscarinic receptor also shown at the sweat glands. The types of the muscarinic receptors are shown over here: M1, M2, M3, M4 and M5. The other names are mentioned over here. The M1, M2 and M3 are found in the periphery, and M4 and M5 are found in the central nervous system, M5 particularly in substantia nigra. The location of the M1 is the exocrine glands and autonomic ganglia. The location of M2 subtype of the receptors is the cardiac site, the atria and conductive tissue of the heart, and of M3 is the exocrine glands and smooth muscle. The functions of these are also mentioned over here. The M1 located at CNS, salivary glands and parietal cell, they exert their functions by the second messenger system IP3 and DAG synthesis. The actions are CNS excitation, memory, locomotor activity, gastric acid secretion. M2 found in the heart, they exert their actions by decreasing the cyclic AMP, the second messenger, and the effects are decrease in the rate and force of the heart beat, and AV conduction is also decreased. The M3 type of the receptors are located in smooth muscle and exocrine glands. They exert their effects by the increase in the second messengers IP3 and DAG. Their effects are the vasodilation and glandular secretion. The vasodilation in all smooth muscle contraction except vasodilation. The mechanism of action in general is shown for M1, M3 and M5 to increase the second messengers IP3 and DAG by the activation of the phosphatidyl inositol, and the net effect is the excitation. And in M2 and M4, the adrenal cyclase enzyme is inactivated, inhibited, and it results in the decrease in the cyclic AMP and causes the effect of inhibition. This figure shows in general the structure of the acetylcholine M1 type of the receptor. M1 type of the receptor is G protein coupled receptor which causes the stimulation. Now coming to the classification of the parasympatholytic drugs in general, the antimuscarinic agents and antinicotinic agents. Anti-nicotinic agents are further subdivided into ganglionic blockers and neuromuscular blockers. The antimuscarinic agents are divided into alkaloids and synthetic drugs. Alkaloids are named as atropine and scopolamine. The synthetic drugs are named as benztropine, benzhexol, cyclopentolate, dicyclomine, atropine, hometropine, ipratropium, propenthyline, pyrazapine. The anti-nicotinic agents, ganglionic blockers, are named as nicotine, hexamethonium, mecamelamine, and tetraethyl ammonium. And the neuromuscular blockers has a long list, and we'll take the detail of these neuromuscular blockers in the other class of the parasympatholytic drugs, and we are not to take the ganglionic blockers because they have no clinical use. Now coming to the particular topic, antimuscarinic drugs, starting with atropine. The atropine is a belladonna alkaloid. Its mode of action is that it has a high affinity for muscarinic receptors where it binds competitively, and by binding to the particular muscarinic receptor, it prevents acetylcholine from binding to that. It is both central and peripheral blocker. It causes reversible bond and surmountable blockade of the cholinomimetics at the muscarinic receptors. Its pharmacokinetics, it is well absorbed from the GIT on the oral administration and across the conjunctival membrane when instilled in the drops in the conjunctiva. It is distributed widely. It disappears rapidly from blood after administration with a half-life of 2 hours. About 60% of the dose is excreted unchanged without metabolism by the renal route, and effects on the eye particularly may last for 3 days, 72 hours at least or more. Its actions, the atropine and the other antimuscarinic drugs have these actions in general, but the actions differ with the affinity of the different drugs for different receptors on different organs. In the CNS, atropine has a minimal stimulant effect on CNS, especially parasympathetic medullary center, and a slow and long-lasting sedative effect on the brain. While the scopolamine produces drowsiness on normal dose and amnesia in sensitive persons. In toxic doses, atropine causes excitement, agitation, hallucinations, and common to lesser extent, but more marked in case of scopolamine. Atropine reduces the tremors of Parkinson's disease. It means it may be beneficial in the treatment of the Parkinson's disease because of being antimuscarinic. It is also found useful in motion sickness, but more use in motion sickness is of scopolamine. In the eye, atropine causes mydriasis. Atropine and other antimuscarinic drugs have the same action. It also causes this cycloplegia, resulting in the loss of ability to accommodate for the near vision, and decrease lacrimal secretions. Actually, it decreases the secretions of all the glands in the body. In the CVS, it causes blockade of vagal slowing and resulting relative tachycardia. Lower doses initially produce bradycardia, but it follows with the vagal block and tachycardia. In the respiratory system, bronchodilation is the action of atropine and decreased bronchial secretions. In the GIT, decrease the salivary secretions, decrease gastric secretions, and the pancreatic and intestinal secretions maybe decrease a little, but they are not much affected. The decreased peristaltic movements and many synthetic antimuscarinic drugs are used as spasmolytic clinically. In the urogenital system, the relaxation of the smooth muscles of the ureter and bladder wall, and in this way it causes the slowing of the urination. The sweat glands, decreased sweating is the action of antimuscarinic drugs, particularly atropine, and high doses in adults can lead to the temperature elevation, and in infants and children even normal doses can cause atropine fever. The therapeutic use in the ophthalmologic practice, atropine is used for producing mydriasis and cycloplegia in the examination of the eye. It is also used as antispasmodic agent to relax the GIT and bladder. The cramps are relieved with this use. The main use of atropine is an antidote for cholinergic agonist overdose. In the treatment of overdose of organophosphates and in some mushroom poisoning, it is used clinically and also used in physostigmine toxicity or neostigmine toxicity, which may be used in the treatment of myasthenia gravis. Another therapeutic use is as an anti-secretory agent to block the secretions of respiratory tract before surgical procedures. The adverse effects of atropine, depending on the dose, they may cause dry mouth, blurred vision, sandy eyes, tachycardia, and constipation. On CNS, it may cause restlessness, confusion, hallucinations, delirium, which may progress to depression, respiratory and circulatory collapse, and even death. Now coming to the other alkaloid, scopolamine. It is also a belladonna alkaloid which produces peripheral effects similar to those of atropine. It has greater action on CNS than atropine and it possesses longer duration of action than atropine. The actions of scopolamine, it is an effective anti-motion sickness drug. It blocks short-term memory. It produces sedation in contrast to atropine, but at higher doses it produces excitement. Therapeutically, scopolamine is mainly used in the prevention of the motion sickness. The blockade of short-term memory function is sometimes used therapeutically in anesthetic procedures before surgery. Then ipratropium, a synthetic antimuscarinic drug. It is a quaternary derivative of atropine. Its actions and adverse effects are same, but it has more affinity in the respiratory system. So it's used in treating bronchial asthma and COPD in patients who are unable to take the adrenergic agonists. And the ipratropium is given mainly through the inhalation route, and it is favorably and preferably used in asthma, pneumonia, and other diseases of the respiratory problems and shortness of breath. Other drugs, antimuscarinic drugs, pyrazipine, mainly used. These are all synthetic drugs. Pyrazipine had been used in the treatment of peptic ulcer and acidity because of its affinity to bind to the muscarinic receptors and gastric parietal cells. Benzaxole and benztropine, these two have been used in the treatment of the Parkinson's disease as anti-Parkinsonian drugs, and hometropine, cyclopentolate, tropicamide have their main use in the ophthalmologic practice They are used as antimuscarinic drugs to cause the meiosis, cause the mydriasis and the cycloplegia. The contraindications to antimuscarinic drugs are glaucoma, especially angle closure type, and in elder patients it is used with caution. It is avoided because of the threat of the prostatic hyperplasia. Clinical pharmacology. Among the CNS disorders, the Parkinson's disease is the indication of the antimuscarinic drugs like benzhexol, benztropine. They were used before the availability of levodopa, but now the levodopa is preferred as the main treatment along with the carbidopa, and these antimuscarinic drugs are used as an adjunctive therapy in some patients. The motion sickness is the main indication for the scopolamine. It is used orally or by parenteral route. In the ophthalmological practice, the antimuscarinic drugs are applied locally. They are helpful in ophthalmological examination by producing mydriasis. For adults and older children, the drugs preferred are short-acting, not the atropine, which is long-acting in the eye. The preferred drugs are homatropine, cyclopentolate, and tropicamide. And in children, the atropine is used mainly. For causing only mydriasis, the antimuscarinic drugs are not recommended unless the cycloplegia or prolonged action is required. The alpha adrenergic agonists are used rather. For example, phenylephrine produces sufficient short-lasting mydriasis for fundoscopy. In the respiratory disorders, atropine is frequently used as pre-anesthetic medication to decrease the respiratory secretions. But mainly the ipratropium is used as inhalational drug in asthma and COPD, pneumonia and other conditions of the dyspnea. In the cardiovascular disorders, parenteral atropine is helpful in marked vagal discharge, which is sometimes accompanied by the pain of inferior valmi and may result in the depression of SA node and AV node function to impair the cardiac output. In the GIT disorders, in peptic ulcer, the pyranzepine had been used successfully and it is lesser used now because of the advent of proton pump inhibitors. The antimuscarinic drugs can be used in traveler's diarrhea, often combined with an opioid antidiarrheal drug. The combination of atropine and diphenoxylate has been successfully used. In the urinary disorders, atropine and other antimuscarinic drugs have been used in the treatment of urinary urgency, which may be caused by the inflammatory bladder disorder. The oxybutamine relieves bladder spasm after urologic surgery, and tolteridone is used in adults with urinary incontinence. Imipramine, an antidepressant drug, and a newer drug, propivarin, is also used for this purpose. The main use of the antimuscarinic drugs, particularly atropine, is the cholinergic poisoning, which may be seen in rural areas where mushrooms are commonly eaten. It may also be observed in suicidal or homicidal attempts with the use of pesticide drugs like phenyl or other insecticides and pesticides, and also experienced in chemical warfare. The antimuscarinic therapy, particularly the atropine, is used for reversing the muscarinic effects. The particularly use is in the treatment of organophosphate poisoning with the homicidal or suicidal attempt. The insecticidal use is common among the patients. For potent agonists like parathion and chemical warfare nerve gases, the large doses of atropine may be needed, 1 to 2 milligram every 5 to 15 minutes until the effects are appear. The cholinesterase regenerator compounds may be used in the cholinergic poisoning, means organophosphate poisoning, and the agents used for this purpose, pralidoxime commonly used, and another agent diacetyl monoxime. These compounds regenerate the enzyme acetylcholine esterase. And the other uses include hyperhidrosis. The atropine and other anti-muscarinic drugs may be used. And that's all for this class today.